Everyone who stubs their toe near an American history or American studies program right now knows this is the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, and every U.S. embassy and consulate wants you to think about it in a particular way.
But no one seems to be asking what it means to you, what it means to scholars and students here in Denmark and across Europe who are told it matters. Because, America, but not necessarily why.
That's why we here at the Center of American Studies at the University of Southern Denmark are asking the simple question, 250th, so what? And we want you to come along for the answers between now and April 30th. Hi, my name is Helena Corson-Müller. I'm a master's student here at the Center of American Studies at SDU.
And I'm Ted Sturmer. I'm a scholar for American history here at the Center.
Historical narratives shape how communities understand themselves, who belongs, what they owe each other, what they're allowed to want. That makes them powerful. It also makes them worth arguing about.
And the 250th anniversary of the Declaration is a good test case for all that. It's not just a commemoration. It's a claim about what America is, what it was, and what's supposed to become. Those three things don't always point in the same direction.
That's why on April 30th, here at SDU, we're hosting a discussion about the uses of the 250th.
Frank Ugliano from the University of Edinburgh, Patrick Griffin from Notre Dame, Maisha Wester from the University of Sheffield, Stephen Sarson from Jean Moulin University in Lyon, and Mark Thompson from the University of Groningen.
They will be joining our own faculty and students to work through it.
Over the next 2 weeks, Helena is going to introduce you to the guests and to the questions we think are worth asking. But we thought we'd start by letting some of our own people tell you what they think is actually at stake.
Good idea.
Well, aside from the obvious opportunity to reflect on American history, I think we as American Studies scholars, as historians, as people working with telling stories, we always try to find meaningful areas where we can focus our stories, our research. And I think 1776 is interesting in several respects because of the way that it has been mythologized subsequently. And those discussions, what the United States is or could be, is of course of prime importance.
Discussing the Declaration of Independence is always relevant. I'm mainly interested, though, in the official celebration as a kind of site of cultural negotiation that can tell us something about how ideals of freedom and equality are constantly rearticulated through selective memory, through erasure, exclusion, and not as a kind of settled understanding for American identity, which is what we often see in these official celebrations and commemorations.
So somewhere in there is where we're starting from.
The bigger question and the bigger conversation is what you think. Are we asking too much of the American Declaration of Independence?
Does all this focus on 1776 actually do more harm than good given where America is today? Is even asking the question anti-American?
Follow along. We're going to find out whether the 250th is worth celebrating or worth arguing about.
And so if one takes, for example, Black history and the history of enslavement as a primary focus, then one does not necessarily start in 1776, but there are some important aspects that come out of it. And if one does read the Declaration of Independence from beginning to end, one will see that the writers of that important document also discusses some of the reasons that they're so upset with George III because he has not protected them as he should against the merciless Indian savages, and thereby 1776 becomes an opportunity to think through ideas of civilization versus savagery, and the way that some of the people who are often thought to sort of set the agenda politically and also in all kinds of different ways subsequently consider themselves in relation to other parts of the continent. So